I've always really liked Clash Royale, especially the satisfying design of the whole game, which it's had from the start, with its unique medieval style look, with towers, varied range of characters and buildings, which has been expanded on lots over the last 10 years. Their card designs have always been cool to me, with one of my personal favourites being the log. But since there are no accessible toys or game replicas, I'm going to make my own today. To start, I had this long plank which I cut down to size. And that looks to be a pretty good cut. And it already had a somewhat similar shape to the actual thing, but I still planed down the corners to round up the shape of it more. Next, I made indentations either side to mimic the separation between bark and wood. I thought about using actual bark and not creating it like this, however, it could flake off, and this way I can make the log look how I wanted it to, also having that specific slightly square shape, which obviously would not be achievable with an actual round log. Next, I marked out these lines with pencil and carved them in, and then added texture to give them the illusion of bark. And here you can see I carried this design all the way around the log. One of the most important attributes of this design are the spikes, which turn it from a plain log to the legendary log. I decided on the size by cutting out cardboard squares and went with 2.5cm size. Then I began making them. I did consider using real metal, but I couldn't find small spikes which fitted the size I needed, so instead I worked with the material I had on hand, being wood. I ended up making 7 spikes, 3 on top and 2 on the other sides, and I left the bottom flat so it can sit well on the surface. And here we've got our paint and then the log, so it's now time to paint. And now I'm painting on the bark with a brown, which I made from a brown paint and then also a slightly orange paint. I'm also using brush strokes specifically to go one direction to also give that illusion of bark as well. Now the brown paint representing the bark is done and dry, and the inside is still the natural colour, and I could leave it as that, but I'm still going to paint it just so it looks cleaner. And I forgot to record me painting the inner bit, which I did paint beige, but you'll see that at the end anyway. And now we've got our grey sort of silver paint, and we're going to paint the 7 spikes. And now they are painted. Like the actual log, they just use acrylic paint, so unfortunately they don't have that shiny look, but I still think they look pretty good. And here is the legendary log. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is my first video and I do plan on making more Clash Royale creations, so stay tuned if you want to see that.